What's up guys, it's Manga time once again. I'm here to bring you my review of Naruto 708, The Real Thing. Obviously this is carrying on from the bombshell last week that Sakura might not actually be Sarada's mum. I'm not even sure there's any might about it. It's pretty much confirmed. And so basically, Sarada remembers Naruto, commenting how similar she'd looked to Sasuke with her Sharingan activated. And she's like, I don't want to look like him at a time like this, obviously, because her parents have been lying to her entire life, which is really rough. And so basically she says that she's going to continue on her journey all alone. She probably won't return to Konoha or the village at all. But of course Naruto's not having any of that, and he stops her in her tracks. And, basically he's like, to say this has nothing to do with me, I can't let that go. But, Sarada's like, this doesn't have anything to do with you. However, Naruto does try and soften the blow by saying, this is what I say to Boruto. For a Hokage, the entire village is his family. And, the previous Hokage said the same kind of thing. We're all a family in the thing. And he tries to comfort Sarada in a way that he's almost been comforted in the past. His situation and Sarada's situation are not the same. Sarada technically does have parents. And she's not an outcast either, like Naruto once was. But the difference is she's been lied to. Well, I suppose Naruto hasn't necessarily been lied to. He was just never told, if that's the same thing. But, Sarada's like, her dad's never in the village, and he didn't even recognise my face. I'm not even blood related to my mother. So it's just like, she's like, I don't have any real family. And basically Naruto's not having any of this bullshit. But we then get a flashback of pretty much the first chapter of Naruto, which is crazy. Of, Naruto being an outcast and his teachings with Iruka, and then that guy, I can't remember his name, but he betrayed them and tried to kill them both, and obviously, like, Iruka protected him from him, and basically it is literally the first chapter of Naruto, which is quite a nice little callback. Then we see Naruto and Sasuke, and basically it's the entire, this flashback serves to illustrate how Naruto started out as someone with nothing, but eventually managed to find family in Konoha. Though I think it's weird it shows Sasuke for that regard, but, whatever. But, he says, Naruto basically gives her some pretty solid advice. He says, connections aren't just built by blood and time. There are things, that can be stronger than those. And basically, Naruto says, thoughts and feelings are all you need. And basically, Sarada remembers, like, the feeling she had with spending time with her mum and dad. And we get a flashback of her and Sakura. And seriously, Sakura looks like she's aged fucking loads compared to the rest of them. She just I don't know why, she just looks really old and really tired. But we see, like, Sarada ill, and how Sakura was always there for her, and basically her dad was never around. And, Sarada's like, when's dad coming back? And Sakura keeps saying it's a really important mission, and Sarada's like, does he care about us? And then basically Sakura's like, yeah, of course he does, that's why he can't be around, because he has to protect us, basically. And, basically she asks if Sakura ever kissed Dad. And basically Sakura says, I remember something better than that. And I thought exactly the same thing as Sarada. I was like, that is really weird to be saying to your child, especially that young. And basically, Sarada's like, that's really dirty. And Sakura was like, no, not that. And I was like, okay, fair enough. I think we could be forgiven for thinking that, though, considering how Sakura's acted in the past. But, and Sarah's like, what's better than a kiss? And then we get the whole, touching the forehead, going, I'll tell you next time thing. Which, it's funny because Sarada has no fucking clue what's going on. She's like, well, why are you doing this? And, she's like, you'll understand when you meet your dad. And, but Sarada, regardless, thinks it's quite a nice gesture. And, it triggers the fact that she does still consider her mother, despite her not actually being her mother. And she's like, how can things return to the way they used to be? And Naruto's like, fake things, despite that, it's the fact you want to help your mum, that's the real thing. It doesn't matter, nothing else matters, the fact you want to help her is the main thing here. And I have to say, this chapter does wonders for Naruto's character. He comes across really, really well as the mature Hokage in the situation. He's really matured, and this highlights, in my opinion, the biggest change in his character. This chapter here is so, like, he used to be a child who had no idea. Now he's lecturing the children who have no idea. It's just, it's real evidence, in my opinion, that the trials of his past are coming to actually help in the forefront now. And so Sarada, the Sharingan, disappears, and she's like, yeah, let's go and save Mum. So they go outside, and Sasuke's like, where have you been? And Naruto's like, I'm going to have words with you after this. And they're going to go help Sakura. And basically, Sasuke's eyes come back, and he gets the Rinnegan in one and the Sharingan in the other, and he's like, he actually says, my wife isn't a weak woman to Orochimaru, which is kind of neat. But, he says, I'm taking everyone there with me, and, finally my eye powers have come back, and he gets, like, the crazy eyes. And basically, apparently he then summons this huge, honestly, like, this, I can't remember what they're called. At this moment in time, it's the big purple fire thing. That, I can't remember what it's called, but, basically they prepare to go and find Sakura. And, basically, we cut over to Sakura and Shin, and it appears they've made the transplant, because the bad guy is alright again now. Shin seems to be okay. And his goal is to stamp out the genes of idiot peace lovers like you lot and exterminate the genes in his way. Which is interesting, because I thought his goal was to revive the Akatsuki, but maybe he's more than one goal, so that's obviously fair enough. But Sakura, prepares to lay the smackdown on him, and, she's like, I was just biding my time listening to. So it's possible that she already knows that Sasuke's going to come and save her anyway, or at the very least, she's just going to beat the shit out of this guy. Either way, it was a pretty good chapter this week. I did enjoy all the stuff with Naruto. There were quite a bit of flashbacks going on. One of them, obviously, we've already seen. There was a nice callback to the first chapter of Naruto, however. Unfortunately, though, it did feel like not a lot happened this week. So I'm going to lay an 8 on this. But, I did enjoy the chapter. So, yeah, I did enjoy the chapter, but I felt like more could have happened. However, it is nice to see that we are moving on now. They're going to go find Sakura. So, yeah, that's it pretty much for this week's chapter review, guys. I did like it. I love the change in Naruto's character, and I like the plot progression that Sarada has kind of gotten over it, and she's about to go on and basically, she'll probably hopefully have a proper chat with her parents when they all meet up again, and probably defeat Shin. So yeah, let me know in the comments below, guys, what you thought of this week's chapter. Do you like the change in, not necessarily the change in Naruto's character, but seeing how he's evolved over time into this mature, advice-giving adult? Let me know in the comments below what you thought. As always, guys, please subscribe and give this video a like and share with your friends. That'd be so great. But until next time, guys, see ya.